Okay, so today we're shooting with the StellaPros. I'm using just two StellaPros, and they have a new softbox, which is their own, and I really like it. It is the rods, so you have to put the rods in individually, but it is a nice compact unit. It's really the only way they can do it with their mount, so it mounts directly to the light itself, which is really, really nice. And I do love this thing. It's working really well. It's not the perfect, oh, it's popped up in 2 seconds kind of softbox, but it does the job and it does it well. So that's really all I care about. I don't need to put a softbox up in 2 seconds because I usually get there in time and have plenty of time to set up. So that's what we're using today. And then I'm going to use the barn doors in the back here. This is just simply a set of barn doors on the head, and it's really, it's just a simple light setup. So it's going to be 2 light today. We're going to see what we can do with it, see what kind of drama we can create with this. And I just set the white balance. Now I use the custom white balance and set it to the gray card in camera, so I don't have to worry about it later. But I will also shoot the gray card just in case. And if I have any light changes throughout, I'll do the same thing. But let's get into the shoot, see how we do. Now, by the way, I always use StellaPros. I know you don't see them a lot in my videos. And the reason I gap these is because they don't have them in stock all the time. They sell out really, really quickly. They are a great light for what they are. Price-wise, I think they're fantastic considering everything else that claims to be the best LEDs in the world. And these also go in strobe, which would double this power. Now, I'm not going to use them in strobe today. When you do use strobe on a StellaPro, they do warm up a little bit. You definitely have to set white balance when you're using strobe because it gets a little bit warmer. But these lights are at 5,600, and I just did the white balance. I believe it came up 5,600 on the white balance, so that's great. But with these 1.4 lenses, I'm using the 51.4 for Sony. You really don't need much more light than this, but I want to see what we can do with it, see how it reacts with the Sony sensor, because I haven't tried these with this Sony A7R5 yet, and I really want to try this. But they are back in stock now. And the batteries are fantastic on these. I just absolutely love these batteries and what they did with them because, being able to get the full 9,000 out of this thing with just a battery and not having to plug it in is fantastic. And remember, if you do use them in strobe, they go up to 18,000, which is absolutely amazing. But if I can use them in constant like this, for studio stuff and for location stuff, for food and everything else I shoot, I'm loving these. Anyway, let's get to the shoot, see how we do. If you have any questions, leave them below. And I will leave the link for the StellaPros. Get them while they're in stock because they will sell out quickly again. They're just a good, solid light. And if they don't have all the bells and whistles, you don't have RGB and stuff like that. But for people who just work light, these are fantastic. You will not go wrong with them. You just have to practice with any light system you get, whether it's strobe or LEDs. You have to get used to the system, get used to the light, get used to the light patterns. And believe me, they'll do the job for you. But practice, out of the box, whether it's a strobe or an LED, everybody's going to have issues or, images they don't like or light fall off they don't like, that kind of stuff. Practice with them, get used to them. You'll be carrying these things with you everywhere. And the other part that I do love about these is you can separate the battery from the head, and this head is so lightweight and easy to throw up on a stand. These things, pretty sure they're, you can use these in the rain. And if they fall, they're not going to get damaged, which is another big, huge thing for me. Because I know a lot of people take these out and use them outdoors. And, you throw one of their Fresnel lenses on these things and, I did a shoot, not too long ago with a Fresnel lens outdoors, and it was just, absolutely spectacular images in bright sunlight. They just worked. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now and get to the shoot. Thanks for watching as always. Okay, so, this video is mainly about this softbox, but I'm doing this because, number one, the StellaPro Reflexes are back in stock, which is fantastic. Not only that, I think they have them at over $250 off. I'm 99% sure hopefully it'll still be there when you watch this video. But that's a great deal, and they're in stock. So they sell out really, really quickly because they're a great light. Now, getting to the softbox. When I say this isn't the perfect softbox, it's not a pop-up. It has the rod system because of the way it mounts to the head. And I love that it mounts directly to the head. There's no, adapters or anything like that. I highly recommend it. It's not perfect. You see that light streak on the backdrop from the, it's coming from that softbox because it's just not a perfect softbox. Would I recommend it even though it's not perfect? 100% if you're going to get Stellas, I would get this softbox. My big surprise with this is that it was throwing enough light. I'm shooting at ISO 200, 3/20th of a second at f1.4. This softbox has given me the light that I want. This is the 30-inch, I believe. I would really, really recommend this because I was shocked myself on the light that was coming out of it. I really thought I would be underwhelmed like every other softbox I tried with a battery-powered LED. But this one's producing. I love the light coming out of it. Those light streaks, maybe I just need to adjust the box more, when I put it together because I just threw it together quick. It took me like maybe 2 minutes to put it up. It's not like a pop-up or anything like that. But anyway, it's good light. I love the light quality coming out of it. I did set white balance. I love the white balance coming out of this. I use the custom white balance on the Sony. It just works really well with these lights. And I love the look of it. Now I apologize for these quick shots here without a video. I just forgot to turn the video camera. I would love to blame it on the camera, but it was me. Now, I shut off the main light and I went to the barn doors. I use the barn doors quite a bit. I always use these for rim lights, but then I get that itch to be creative and I throw them on as a main light. I have a lot of fun with these. There was a problem with this. They connect to the Fresnel lens, the barn doors, and I always use them as a rim light. And it was too much power all the time. So I asked StellaPro to send me the mount without the Fresnel lens in it. So it's the Fresnel lens housing without the Fresnel lens, and it cut down the power a little bit. So if you have that issue, just ask them. I'm sure they'll send you one. But for me, if I was using it a main light all the time with the barn doors, it wouldn't be an issue. But since I was using it as a rim light, I needed to take down that power just a little bit. Now, you notice throughout this shoot, I'm just moving that softbox everywhere just to play with it because this is the first time I'm using this softbox with the StellaPro Reflex. And I really wanted to see what it can do and what kind of light I can get out of it. I'm thrilled with it. 99% of the shots I'm just absolutely in love with because of this light. It was so easy to use. If you're going to get the StellaPro Reflex with just the Fresnel, they're a blast. The light is gorgeous. If you look back in my channel, you'll see a video of me using these outdoor and bright sunlight. They work fantastically well with the Fresnel lenses, but it takes a little bit of practice because it's a small light source and it's a hard light source, but so much fun to use. But throwing this softbox on it, it makes it so much easier to use these right out of the box, which you'll see if you try this. They produce beautiful light. And for a battery-powered unit to produce 9,000 lumens and 18,000 lumens in strobe mode, that's really impressive. Strobe mode, again, I think it's 25,000 flashes. I used it quite a bit in events. There was 3 events that I used it for, and I put the battery in a pouch, over my shoulder and just held the head because the head is so small and lightweight. It was nothing. I just had a cord going down to the bag. But I used them for several events because they were really long events. The light definitely outlasted me. And, at 25,000 strobes, I didn't have to worry about ever changing the battery. It would just last me the entire night, and it did. But I used it, because I had some spots where I was going to use some video, which I don't do very often. But, for you hybrid shooters, that would be, very attractive. And it worked out well for me. That's why I took it, versus a speed light. 99% of the time, I'm going to recommend a speed light for an event. But, for some events where I'm using, video and stills, it was nice to have and easy to use, one-handed. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this shoot. I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm really impressed with the softboxes that they produced, the light that's coming out of them, not the specific softbox itself. I'm not going to blow smoke up your butts, like saying it's the perfect softbox. It's not. But for the light it produces, it's the perfect softbox. And it connects directly to the head. It's so lightweight. This is a boom, and I was able to take the counterweight off the boom arm because the head was so lightweight, it just didn't matter. So that I love. And I do love the way it connects to the StellaPro heads. So yes, I do recommend the softbox. Even though it's not perfect, I would definitely recommend it with this system. Now, they are in stock, the Reflex S's, which, they sell out so quickly because they are a good light. And, pros that use these know they work. There's no hype behind these like other lights. It's not a hype-driven product as much as other products, but they work, and they're reliable. And at I think over $250 off, it's definitely worth taking a look if you do want to try these. Anyway, I'll leave the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate, leave them below. Thanks for watching as always.